What do you think, John? What's going to be like the coolest thing for you in this place tonight?
You know what? There's some definite areas in there that I can really get some weird feelings off of. So I can't wait. You know, up here in Oatman, Arizona, when it gets night, it gets dark.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. When it's going to get dark, it's going to get real dark and quiet. What I'm trying to think of, you know, when we get in here is what do you think is going to be like the best piece of equipment? What do you think is going to be the piece of equipment tonight that we're going to have success with?
I really think that the motion detecting camera is probably going to be the biggest one. You know, I think that once we get in here and we start stirring things up, you can't read about this. If you just Google this place, you can't get a paragraph into it before you start hearing people talk about how they've felt, things that they've seen. So I think that there's going to be all kinds of activity in here. So I think that between the motion detector cameras, maybe raise
the trigger object. I kind of had more feelings like when we went up to the second floor and came up here towards these front windows. That's kind of when you kind of had that feeling and that sense that something else was in there. I didn't get quite as much on the lower level to start with. So kind of curious, you know, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, I'm really, you know, like Jennifer said before, with all with it being an antique shop, and so many of these things are brought in here. I really am excited to see what happens up here.
Where do you think is going to be some of the better places for us to put the cameras?
Well, I think that up in this bedroom or whatever it is up here in this top corner there, I thought that seemed really kind of odd. But these two giant rooms down here with all the antiques in there, there could be all kinds of stuff in there. I think it's going to be a bumpy night, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, let's go find Ray and go over some of this stuff with him. Hey, man. Hey.
How's it going?
So we're just kind of putting together some plans for tonight and trying to spin some ideas. What do you think about the type of trigger objects we should use today? You got anything in mind that you've put together?
Well, I think what we'll do is we'll start off with some of the trigger objects, the base trigger objects that we've got, and see if we can just spawn something naturally that way. There's plenty of things to choose from in there, and there's a lot of pieces of equipment that we can look at.
Which one do you think is going to be the best out of the ones that you've built?
I think tonight we'll probably see a lot out of the standard base trigger object with the swing. The swing one will probably...
With all the different trigger objects.
Yeah, because there's so much history here, you just never know what kind of entities we're going to be dealing with.
Right. Yeah,
and
that's a good idea.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. That's what we'll do then. Let's get in there and get started and see what we're going to find tonight, huh?
Yeah,
Right on.
sounds good.
Awesome.
Here we go.